We're gonna go with it.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Join me in a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. All right. We will call this meeting to order. Are there any visitors' remarks concerning the agenda?
Yes. I see consider amending the minutes for the December 12th for the law firm.
Yes.
It was on the agenda to be NEMIX. I think you guys approved it for NEMIX. I would think you would have to, instead of amending the minutes, re-vote for the other firm. Otherwise, you'd just be changing what you had actually done, and you'd need a vote to do that.
This comes as a recommendation of our solicitor, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
So it's something that can be taken up with our solicitor.
Yep. You have consider authorizing the chief clerk for 10 a.m. for the meetings. It would be nice if you guys could do a meeting later in the day, once a month, for other people to be able to come that can't make the 10 a.m. ones. And for the prison board, I think the 11:30 is creating an artificial time limit on the meetings for the commissioners. And we've ran into that time limit multiple times, which I think has caused issue with being able to have a full meeting. In fact, you guys had to leave one time because of it. And I would highly recommend setting that much later, or later in the day, at least a half hour. But I know that comes in the lunch, so maybe after lunch. I also noticed that you acknowledged the salaries for the prison and probation unions, but I hadn't seen anything in any of the meetings about approving their union contracts. Has that been done?
No. Still in negotiation.
I guess I just don't understand. What are you acknowledging exactly?
Under the current contract.
Okay, that's what I didn't understand. Okay. Yep, that's everything. Thank you.
All right. Unfinished business, consider amending the minutes of January 12th, 2024 to correct the name of the solicitor for the treasurer's office from Nemec Smith Pellinger LLP to Thompson Law.
Make that motion.
Second, and just for discussion, so it was on there, just a stenographic error. When it was put on as Nemec Smith and Pellinger, and it really should have been Thompson Law for that line item.
Correct.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Consider approving the minutes of December 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and McGee and Family LLC for cleaning services at the Bradford County Airport effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and Class A Cleaning for cleaning services at District Judge Hurley's office effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and Ellie's Cleaning for cleaning services at District Judge Wilcox's office effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider renewal of a lease with First Choice for Pitney Bowes mail machine effective January 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertising setting the date, time, and location of the Superfund Amendment and Authorization Act, or SARA 3 meetings. The meetings will be held at 3 p.m. at the Bradford County Department of Public Safety building as follows: February 18th, April 5th, June 17th, August 19th, October 21st, and December 15th of 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise the date, time, and location of meetings of the Bradford County Commissioners and Salary Board, as well as assessment and elections when applicable, at 10 a.m. on the second and fourth Thursday of every month in the Commissioners' Conference Room, Courthouse, Towanda, PA, except for legal holidays.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertising setting the date, time, and location of preliminary agenda review meetings with Bradford County department heads. The Bradford County Commissioners' preliminary agenda review meetings with the county department heads will be held every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until the business is concluded.
So moved.
Second, and just for clarity's sake, you said 11 a.m. Is this
9 a.m.
Is this 9 a.m.? Okay.
Did I say 11?
Yes, you did.
You did. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's,
I just want to be
apologize.
clear.
Yep, says 9 a.m. All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. It was a busy holiday. Give me one break.
I get it.
Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertising setting the date, time, and location of the Bradford County Retirement Board meetings. The meetings will be held at 10 a.m. in the Commissioner's office located in the Bradford County Courthouse as follows: February 6th, May 1st, August 7th, and November 12th of 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Excuse me. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertising setting the date, time, and location of the Bradford County Prison Board meetings. The meetings will be held at 11:30 a.m. on the second Thursday of the month, except for holidays, in the Commissioner's office located in the Bradford County Courthouse. Quarterly meetings will be held at the prison.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, just to address one of the concerns that was raised by a member of the public, I think, in the instance where we're running up against the 11:30 time for the meeting, I think we handled it in an effective way previously by recessing these commissioners' meetings, taking the prison board meeting, and then coming back if we needed to. I personally can only think of one, maybe two instances where this was an issue, but we're also sort of at the subject of trying to coordinate a lot of schedules for a lot of other members of courthouse staff.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise setting the date, time, and location of the Agricultural Land Preservation Board meetings. The meetings will be held at 11 a.m. in the Stoll Natural Resources Center in Wysox as follows: February 18th, May 13th, August 19th, and November 18th, 2025.
Moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving Resolution 2024-30 to donate through $3,000 to Lorainesville Borough for the purchase of playground equipment, and that comes out of the Act 13 parks monies, I believe.
So moved.
Second, and just for clarity's sake, so this is going to be a grant of Act 13 funds directly to Lorainesville Borough, and then what they do with it in terms of whether they get the playground equipment themselves or they contract with somebody else to get it and work out some arrangement. It's just recognizing that there may be some importance for playground equipment in Lorainesville Borough. We're giving it to the borough, and they're going to figure out the mechanics of it. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the renewal of a service agreement between Bradford County and Johnson Controls for $13,557 for 1 year effective February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2026, and authorize the chairman to sign.
So moved.
Second, and just for clarity, Johnson Controls, what is it exactly? What service?
For the heating and air conditioning controls of the courthouse.
That was my understanding as well. Just want to make sure. Thanks.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving a 12-month lease between Bradford County Human Services Agency, operator of MHID, and the County of Sullivan for 309 square feet of space at the Mattern building at the rate of $225 per month effective December 15th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving a reimbursement agreement between Sullivan County and Bradford County for a full-time drug and alcohol case manager position effective January 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second, and
Yep.
just for clarity's sake, it would be a Bradford County employee, but we would be contracting with Sullivan County, so Sullivan County would reimburse us for the cost of that employee who's doing work in Sullivan County. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and North Penn Comprehensive Health Services for dental services for the Bradford County Correctional Facility.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and Justice Data Solutions, Inc. for the jail management system effective January 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving an addendum to the brokerage agreement between Bradford County Commissioners and Henry Dunn Incorporated and Dunn Financial for a fee of $32,000 from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider the reappointment of Zachary Gates to the Bradford Sullivan Transportation Authority Board effective January 2nd, 2025 through January 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Second. Motion to second. Any further discussion?
Thank you, Zach.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Zach.
You're welcome.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain.
Okay. Thought you would. Any further discussion? All right, that's passed. Thank you. You threw me off with the abstention.
I'm sorry.
I had a rhythm going,
I know.
and I'm
Sorry.
starting to lose my voice, and it's not from singing. So, don't worry.
But we'd have found another vote to put you on there, says whether you abstain.
No matter what.
Yeah, just for the record.
Consider approving an employment contract with Jonathan P. Foster Jr. Esquire, effective January 1st, 2025 for the 2025 calendar year.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion?
And just for clarity's sake, this is employment as county solicitor.
That's correct.
Okay.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, consider the hires and transfers from Brian Farr down through and including Danielle Wood.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I just want to highlight that we're bringing Brian Farr on, as our emergency management coordinator, and we're very thankful that we're able to make a hire to be able to help with the emergency management duties up at our public safety center, and we're looking forward to his employment. So,
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's pretty excited. He's also the grandson of Gene Farr. That could be his son.
son of Gene,
Yeah.
grandson of Gordon.
Gordon, I meant.
Gordon.
That's right. Yeah, Gordon, the son of Gene.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Kind of corners.
Do I have a motion?
So.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Did you just approve the transfer of your wife? Doug?
Make a comment later. But. All right. Other business executive session was held on December 23rd, 2024 from 11:02 to 11:04 to discuss pending legal matters. Salary Board, we have Matt Allen, our treasurer, is a member of the Salary Board. New business, we will set the grades and salaries from Brian Farr down through and including Danielle Wood.
I'll make that motion for the agenda.
Second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record as of December 31st, 2024 in the departments administered by the County Commissioners as listed, and you will see the names listed for the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of all court-related employees of record as of December 31st, 2024 as listed. Judges' chambers, district justice secretaries, probation, domestic relations, and hearing master.
I'll make that
So
motion.
moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the district attorney's office as of December 31st, 2024.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the Prothonotary's office as of December 31st, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the Register Recorder's office as of December 31st, 2024.
Make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the Treasurer's office as of December 31st, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the Sheriff's office as of December 31st, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Consider approving the 2025 salaries of personnel of record in the Coroner's office as of December 31st, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Consider acknowledging for the record 2025 salaries of personnel of record at the Bradford County Correctional Facility under the collective bargaining unit as of December 31st, 2024.
And this one you're not voting on.
That's right. You don't have to vote. That's right. Consider acknowledging the 2025 salaries of employees of the Bradford County Probation Department under the collective bargaining unit as of December 31st, 2024. And consider acknowledging for record the salaries of all elected officials for 2025. Assessment Board, there is nothing on the Assessment Board, so we thank you, Matt.
Welcome.
All right. Walt Woods.
What is the legal justification for Commissioner McLinko voting to transfer his wife and give her a raise?
I probably should have abstained on that, but I did not see it. I'm sure it has.
That's why I asked about it earlier, before the second vote.
Just if Commissioner McLinko wishes to change it to an abstention, could we?
Yeah, I probably should. I'll be honest with you. I did not catch that until after we voted. I don't know how I missed it.
I think
But
it
yeah,
has.
I will change
I think
mine
it
to
needs to be a
abstention.
revote since.
Well, you think? We don't know. We can take it on.
Well, we will take it under advisement. If it needs to be a revote, we'll address it next meeting.
But just for the record, it's being treated as an abstention. For the record,
Pending
as
that,
to
yes.
And I didn't hear
as to
Commissioner.
both the issue of the transfer and as to, I guess it would be as to the adoption of the proposed pay grade.
Yes.
Yes, and I didn't hear Commissioner Miller vote.
I don't have to vote unless there's a,
Right. But there's only three of you. If only one person voted for the transfer.
it's given unless I vote and abstain, or if I vote in the negative, it's given that I vote in the affirmative.
Okay. Thank you for putting in the legal advertisement of the 9 to whenever. It helps for in the future if there ever needs to be a lawsuit about that, because they are not legal meetings. They're not legal open meetings, but you are treating them as they are. Partially, at least. Commissioner McLinko, you said at the last meeting that you weren't going to raise taxes because everybody's struggling. You also have said that you've never voted to raise taxes,
I
and you
didn't
never.
say that. That's not what I said.
So you had voted to raise
The
taxes?
first year I was here, the county was a mess, and I put in a spending agreement. There was, I think, 12 different items that need to be clarified and voted into to that budget, and there were things like electronic monitoring and cutting of a whole bunch of different things. But
So you did vote to raise taxes
in
then?
2008, I did not vote to raise taxes.
Okay. So for most of your term, you have not voted to raise taxes, and you don't plan to ever raise taxes.
As I said that. I'd fight like hell not to raise taxes.
Well, you said at the last meeting you plan on never voting to raise taxes. Correct?
Correct.
It kind of sounds like to me that you expect people to always be struggling here.
And
that's under your leadership,
Right now, and I'm
and
not going to get into it for the press. Natural gas has been down.
Never
Talk to the
finish
shop.
making a
You asked me a
statement.
question.
No,
So-
I didn't.
So natural gas has been down. There's a lot of contractors that aren't working. There's a lot of people in the natural gas industry that aren't working, that are affiliated with it. These people live here. They're residents. So there's more people struggling than you would know. But that's all I have.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
We-
Carry on,
and-
please.
The 2 minutes we've expired.
Yeah,
So.
thanks.
And he got to use quite a bit of that, correct?
All right, James?
How did you fill the position of emergency management coordinator with Brian Farr? Did you advertise it
Yes,
in
we
the
did.
newspaper?
Yes, we did. It was advertised, yep.
In the Daily Review?
I don't
In the
know if it was
morning-
advertised in the Daily Review, but it, oh, it was? Okay.
In the Morning Times?
I don't know which one.
Anywhere else it was advertised?
Indeed,
Where?
Indeed,
Oh,
online.
right.
We use that a lot.
And then how many applicants did you get?
I can't tell you the number, but there were several.
Okay. And then, why did you select Brian Farr over the
Because of
others?
his record, his expertise, his knowledge of the county and the operations, and he actually performs a duty in the EMA field right now within the county. He's a paramedic.
Yeah,
He's
on-
an emergency medical responder, firefighter, he's fire chief.
Yeah, for Athens
Mhm.
Township.
Yep.
And are you still planning to hire a public safety director?
That will be a next step that we will address in the not too distant future. We don't have a timeline yet, but it's something that's in the works.
Okay. And that would be a full-time position, right?
Mhm.
But you haven't started advertising for
Not
that?
yet.
You haven't begun that
Not yet.
process?
Nope.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say that Brian needs to get in and get some seat time and get him trained. And, you know, and custom, although he has great knowledge, but custom to that. And then, like Commissioner Miller said, then we'll go out and search.
And also, are you, I believe there's no librarian out at the Bradford County Library, which I think is kind of the hub of the county's library system. I know last time you requested you passed a measure to request a waiver to not hire a master's level librarian.
That's
but-
what we're going to be doing. We haven't done it yet. We don't need to do it yet.
You don't need to apply for the waiver yet?
Not just yet. I believe the timeline is later on in the year, next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So do you have any plans to hire a librarian of maybe not a master's
It's
level?
something we are contemplating doing. We have not advertised for it yet, but it's something we're contemplating doing, James.
Okay. And the $3,000 for Louisville that you're donating to Louisville Borough to buy playground equipment, is that for a new playground? Or is
Yes, and it's new playground equipment at an existing playground in Louisville.
Okay.
And it's a match. The borough's put together some money. There are other monies involved in that. This is just a match.
Okay. Do you happen to know where that playground is?
It's right in the borough someplace. I believe it's behind the Dilly Parish, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And do you know what particular equipment
We
they're
don't
gonna
know.
use it for?
We don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, I say don't know, we saw drawings of it. We didn't know the brand name of it as to what it was.
But is it like I don't know, is it a swing set or
I'm sure there are many components to it, yes.
so it's like a piece of equipment that encompasses a lot of
Mhm.
different
Yep.
pieces of the other playground equipment.
Yep.
Okay. And also, as far as that agreement with the Madden building that you approved today, space for Mel,
Drug
Is
and
that
alcohol,
is that space for the drug and alcohol manager?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, either that or somebody from the MHID team.
Yeah.
It's general use for space down there because we're in a mutual agreement with them providing services down there.
So is that a renewal of a lease or is
Yes.
I believe it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had space, I believe, at that building before or elsewhere in Sullivan County.
And is this a new arrangement to have a contractor for dental services at the jail? Or do you
We've had dental services at the jail. This is just a new contract with a different provider.
Okay. And also, what's the role of Justice Data Solutions going to be at the jail? It says you're hiring, you approved an agreement with Justice Data Solutions for a jail management system. Is that
Just
a new?
tracking inmate information, I
Software.
believe, just software.
Okay. And also, as far as the contract with Jonathan Foster Jr. as county solicitor, is there a change in his pay?
3%, the same as everybody else received.
Okay, 3% raise.
Mhm.
And Lynette, yeah, McLinko obviously is his part. Okay, thanks. Okay. Thank you. That's everything.
Cool?
Yes, the public safety director, was that Matt Williams, the previous one?
Yes.
And of course, did he leave because he's with the, is it Progress Authority
Progress
now?
Authority, yep.
Oh, okay. Let's see. And also the, let's see. Of course, Brian Farr, his previous experience, he said he was Athens. He's currently the
He's Athens, yes, Athens Borough Fire Chief.
Oh, Athens Borough. or
Borough
Athens
Township.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Township, sorry.
yeah, Cottonsville.
That's right.
I guess what else was his experience? Has he done other roles throughout his life, or?
Oh, yeah, he's like, say, he's a paramedic, registered paramedic. Has done a lot of EMS service within the county. He actually has a role in the EMA when EMC is, or when the emergency management system is activated. Yeah, he currently has a role in that and has had for some time.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, just for our readers, of course, what are the job duties that involve being a emergency management coordinator for the county?
We'd get a job description for you because it's quite an
I
expansive.
imagine.
It's an expansive job description, quite frankly.
That role was, as part of the advertisement, a job description, I believe, was provided.
Yeah.
So you can certainly get that from our HR coordinator.
Okay. That was the previous EMC.
Jeffrey Rosenheck.
Let's see, and when did he leave?
July.
July, I believe, of last year. This
So
year.
mid-August.
Maybe August.
Maybe
Oh,
August,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay. And let's see, did he resign or was he terminated?
He resigned.
Let's see, did he give any reason why?
And it's personnel, we're not gonna get into it.
Let's see. Oh, so I got Doma.
Right, motion to adjourn.
I have a couple of Sunshine Act violations I'd like to point out. You give inconsistent time to visitors speaking. And you've had at least 2 non-public meetings as of recently, I believe. The election board, when you suspended the rules for curing, you had stated that was in a public meeting, but you've provided evidence that it was not a public meeting. You've done it in a secret meeting. And when you open the bids for Leroy, there's no agenda online. There was no notification in the paper that you were opening the bids. I did see that one newspaper was there. They must have privately gotten contacted, I suspect.
No, that's not true. In the bid advertisement, it says when the bids will be opened publicly.
Yeah,
They
but
were.
it has to be done in a public meeting, which there's certain requirements on how you designate a public meeting. One of them is advertising it, putting the agenda online, for instance, so it wasn't a real public meeting. That was the Sunshine Act violations I wanted to bring notice today. Thank you.
Entertain a motion to adjourn. Second?
Hey, Philip.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? We're adjourned. Thank you.